Why did Alexander the Great, about 330 BC, seal the Nephilim gates of the apostates, what they call the abominable entities, with copper? We know that he imprisoned them in the underworld, built pyramids over the copper seals of these entities. He had historians with him who noted what he did, and this is what he did with those he couldn't get rid of. Threw them in underground dwellings, covered the openings with copper, metal, and built fortified energy areas around them with the pyramids, one of them being the White Pyramid that we see here in China. Now, when Alexander the Great arrived in Petra, according to Marianas, he closed the 72 gates of these areas in the Tartars. He closed these gates using lime and copper. Why do we think copper is rare and expensive as a metal? And for what reason? There is not enough copper. Copper has a very specific property. And from what one doctor says, hybrids cannot bear touching it. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Now, we know that Alexander the Great lived about 700 years after King David. We know that David, of course, the story of David and Goliath, and of Alexander the Great of ancient Greece, from the north of Macedonia, north of Greece. He was prophesied to by the archangel Gabriel to the prophet Daniel that he would put an end to the Persian Empire, which Alexander the Great did. So his task was also to get rid of the Nephilim entities, which he did. He came across them in various areas of India and China. And he closed them in these underground dwellings, building pyramids on them in India and China, as we stated in one of the previous videos a couple of days ago concerning this subject. So he closed the coverings, the openings of these portals with, or gates as he calls them, with lime and copper. Copper, very specific properties. Hybrids cannot touch them. It's poisonous to them. So in order to be exposed to the risk that there is so much copper in the hands of the human right, they prefer to collect and increase the price. And what else is prohibited by them? Mercury. Why can't you buy mercury? Mercury is also a heavy metal, but mercury is used by hybrids to eternate their life and presence. In other words, to make their life more, the hybrids will have a longer longevity of life by using mercury. These are details given to us by Dr. Manolis Ambrakis, president of END, and this was from what he stated in June 28th, 2014, concerning the metal of copper, lime and copper, that Alexander the Great used to seal the entrances of these gates or portals where he has thrown these Nephilim hybrids. Some of them had their heads in the middle of their body. Some of them were half animal, half human, things like that. So that's why they call them hybrids. This is from a Greek article I found for you. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.